gang shit. That's all I'm on.
You know how we're fucking doing it on here, spending G's, talking about alien bodies and freezers. Maybe we're having sex with them. Maybe that's where the whole lizard, reptilian governmental people come from. Okay, the aliens have clammy skin, like a dank sock. That's how I describe it. I've had personal. I'm not. Okay, full transparency, I've never actually touched an alien, but I've heard of someone who claimed that they did, so pretty much close enough.
This outrage machine it serves such a purpose, and I'm talking about both sides.
Mm-hmm.
Like, fucking Trump,
Yeah.
fucking Biden. There is this.
It serves fucking no one. All we do is just argue about nothing. It's bullshit. Just nonsense. Just complete crap, They're winning. We're losing. And we're too stupid to even realize it. We just argue amongst ourselves like this is productive. Just the biggest fucking nonsense machine.
This thing that, like, it serves something in us that is probably not healthy,
Definitely not healthy.
right? And
Yeah.
it's
Our
certainly
instinct
not
to be combative?
constructive.
Tribalism?
You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
I feel as though,
Me versus you?
with comedians, we are so used to being around, but we're so used to being around people of different points of view
Exactly.
and different sensibilities that we grow to love.
Yep.
That
We love everybody.
it's not completely
It's fucking
foreign
hilarious when
to,
anyone makes
like, I
fun
remember
of
on 4th of
anybody. I mean,
July,
make fun of
had
me.
a
Leave it in the
friend that
comments.
was, like, at Occupy Wall Street, and then I had a friend who works at Fox
Absurdism
News, and
is
they
the
were
only
there,
way
and
to
they've
cope
known
with
each
this
other
shit.
for 30 years, and it was nothing. It was not an issue. It was interesting. I mean, I was asking them questions. I'm like, all right, so what's going on here?
Yeah.
And but there is something. Maybe it's because comedians are misfits. Because I say that also, and I sometimes think, like, sometimes people in the entertainment industry are like, my business is so weird. When the reality is, in a bank, in a construction site, there's people of dramatically different.
Comedians have it right, man. Nobody should be taking any of this shit so seriously. We wouldn't get so fucking bound up that we feel like we gotta take a 10-pound shit. People be a little more pleasant to each other if we weren't like, ooh, this really matters. No, you're gonna be fucking dead in probably, less than 50 years. Get used to it and just try to make the best of the time. Stop shitting on every day of your life and making it all about fighting with everybody. You're here to be part of the group, not to be an asshole.
Different opinions too, and they got to go along to get along, right?
Yeah.
But I don't know.
Well, people like being in opposition of other people, and they like thinking that those people on that other side are keeping them from living the dream, or keeping this country from being
Ooh,
great,
you're
or
oppressing
keeping,
me.
People from prospering and keeping democracy alive. And if we don't defeat them, we're fucked. And they like having this, like, wild cause.
I swear, if it wasn't for this group, I'd be the king of the world. Like this group is bad. Who does that sound like? Hitler. You don't want to be like Hitler.
And there's some validity to it. I mean, there's a lot of real challenging issues in this country, like
There are.
real dangerous, scary issues, and there's a lot of financial interests that are tied up in these dangerous, scary issues, and they will avoid solutions because they're profiting off of the problem itself.
Wow.
There's a lot of that going on.
Yeah, I mean,
That's a lot of the homeless problem.
Yeah.
There's a lot of issues in this country.
Just energy. I mean, we continue. You have entrenched people that are heavily invested in systems that pollute our world, but give us the energy, and everybody's in favor of increasing that demand on the grid before we clean it up. Nobody wants to do the right thing. Everybody wants to do the easy fucking thing.
Country, that you could pick one side or another and just decide those people are the problem. insanely complicated. It's insanely interwoven and complex, and to reduce it down to the right versus the left, and we're the good guys and they're the bad guys. It's like, that's such a stupid perspective, and you're being played. You're being played by the media. You're being played by politicians. It's like manufactured outrage, recreational outrage, and it's just a giant distraction. It's constantly going on. And then
The outrage machine. You're being played like a flute.
there's UFOs.
Yeah, why is it that the UFO thing comes up every couple months where people are like, there's UFOs, and then like a half hour later people are like, did you see the new Colts uniform? You're like, we're so easily distracted by really unimportant things from like stuff that is the theme of every sci-fi movie, right? We're so like the aliens thing in the pandemic. They're like, well, here's the aliens info, and people are like, that's unbelievable. Did you see what Trump said to that female reporter? You know what I mean? Like, we are so easily distracted.
Yeah.
But I mean, I don't think it's a conspiracy necessarily. I think it's just that human beings are just like goldfish. I think we forget.
Cultural ADD. What? What's over there? Who should I listen to now? Oh, wait, what happened? There's a submarine that blew up or imploded? Whatever.
For sure.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Oh, that's right.
We definitely are, but then there's also people that take advantage of that. And I think there's definitely calculated news releases and leaks that they put out to distract us from other complicated things that are also going on simultaneously. The fascinating thing about the UFO thing is because if this had happened in like the 1980s, it would be front page of every newspaper. Everyone would be talking about it at work. Everyone would be talking about it on the street. Like, oh my God. They had congressional hearings where they said we've recovered multiple crashed vehicles from other planets. We have alien biological entities that are in freezers that they have right now. The government has been doing this for 80 years and keeping it secret. There's a crash retrieval program. There's a back engineering program. This is all in the congressional hearings yesterday. And everybody's like, yeah, whatever.
But Elon Musk changed it to an X.
Why is it an X? Well, he's a Nazi.
Well, here's what I don't understand. Like, because you talk to him, you're probably friendly with him. But, like, he reminds me of a comedian. He reminds me of, like, the comedian that because there's the comedians where they'll be like, hey, do us a favor. Whatever you do, don't bring up that person with the blue shirt. And the comedian's like, I'm bringing up that person with the blue shirt. Right. He is that, like, the X thing, and I haven't done a deep dive. I know people are upset about it, but I'm sitting there, and I know that people are like, but my takeaway is like, oh, he's just doing that for fun, right?
Yeah.
That's just him, like, Defense Department summary of UFO.
The Russians did a Z on their trucks. What could I do on Twitter that would freak people out? And that's kind of, or is it a distraction?
What he's doing?
Or is, like, here, like, let me, all right, here's my conspiracy. My conspiracy is Twitter Threads is, it's still in development, but, like, Twitter is really struggling, right? Let's say it's struggling.
Financially, yeah.
Oh,
how do you distract from that? How do you make you introduce
embezzlement,
a new conversation?
Start dealing drugs.
So, like,
that's how everyone gets out of
it. If you're gonna be likely, which comedians.
Does this guy never watch Breaking Bad? You just start cooking pure crystal, blue shatter. And, I mean, that Twitter bird on some blue shatter, you got your branding already figured out. You know your market loves it. You just got to get it out there. What better way to distribute it? You've already got the platform. Now Twitter's free. I think this is a viable idea.
Point of view. Wouldn't you sit there and
go... He gave up Twitter.
Maybe. What is the reason for the X?
Well, he has an affinity.
Except for us talking about it.
He loves the letter X.
Okay.
SpaceX, his kid's name X. I think the original company that he developed with PayPal was X. Like, he's got an affinity for that letter for whatever reason.
He's an artist.
He's a super nerd. He likes like he made the shape of the rocket different because he likes the movie Spaceballs.
Right.
Yeah, I mean that's why he
No,
called.
he put a Tesla in
Yeah.
a satellite. There's that, but then there's
he said he
also
did that because of the dictator.
the knowledge. I mean, I have a 17-year-old son who I know says things to push buttons.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
And so he's a little bit like, you know, I'm going to do this and it's going to make some people upset. Right?
Yeah.
It's in a way it's part of the outrage machine,
Sure.
right? He's like, I got to feed the outrage machine.
Well, it's a fun thing for a kid too to fuck with you. Say something to your dad.
Feel some power.
Yeah.
Right?
Just put a little push. Hey, Dad, you ever think that maybe you're wrong? Hey, Dad.
Yeah.
You ever think that maybe the other side is on the right path and you're the enemy of history?
Yes. Yes. And, you know, I've got 5 kids with 5 different opinions, and it's just
It's crazy how different their opinions are, isn't it?
there is
Out of the box, same house.
Elon totally made it because of the dictator.
And but it has kind of a round head, and he says you need to make it more pointy.
More pointy. It will bounce up.
To his engineers.
It will bounce
And,
up and come back at us. We need it
Actually,
to be
that's why I
pointy.
also said the same thing. You know, Starship, we need to make it more pointy.
Did you say that?
Mm-hmm. And we made it
Because
more-
of the movie?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Hold on.
It's going. I just have that main camera on.
Okay.
69,420. All right. And with that, God, it was such nonsense.
I'm not suicidal. I would never kill myself.